guys, you are here with me in my truck. There's a very good reason for that. Now, as you see, I am driving the truck. It is moving, operating right now. Now, you've probably been told, or someone told you when you started driving, that you have to wear your seatbelt. Very safe, very important. And you can't leave the car while it's running, okay? I can't, even if I don't like the conversation we're in, I can't just be like, I'm out, poof, and just open the door and jump out and run away. That is not a good option. So the person driving a car is kind of a captive audience. They can't get out of this awkward conversation, which is why we're going to bring an awkward conversation right to them that they're stuck in. And it'll be hilarious for me. Now, you might find this funny. They won't, but I certainly will, and that's what matters here. Now, what you're going to do is get in a car with somebody, and when they're turning the car on and they're driving down the road and they can't get out of the situation, what you're going to do is bring up how the car that's operating destroys the environment. Now, there's a couple of different things that you can do here. Now, you can pick a nice long road trip and one particular person and just keep bringing it up over and over again. You can bring up multiple subjects of pollution and just keep wearing it out, which is hilarious, right? Because you just won't ever let it go. And the longer this goes on, the more frustrated this person's going to get, and the funnier I will find it. Or you can do a short reaction video of several different people in different cars, and just bring it up once, record their reaction, and then explain to them that this is for a class project because your teacher has a strange sense of humor, and then go on and do it to somebody else, right? Now, there's a few key points that I want you to get to when you explain how cars are related to pollution. First and foremost is the obvious one that you hear about a lot is CO2 emissions. When you burn fuel, regardless of what kind of fuel it runs on, there are some cars that run on propane. Most cars run on gas. There are some cars that run on natural gas, which I think was a Ford product that came out. Ford did some of their one-ton trucks that ran on natural gas. And some cars run on diesel. Now, diesel can also be like biofuels, like in Indonesia, that have a mix of biofuels. But you're probably not going to run into that here in the United States. Anyway, when you burn fuel in an engine, it's going to create carbon dioxide, CO2, which is a greenhouse gas. And that greenhouse gas is contributing to the global climate change crisis. There's another thing that you can bring up that you probably haven't heard about, and the person driving the car probably hasn't heard about, is that when you turn the car on and it's burning gas, it's also sucking in atmospheric air, which has nitrogen in it. And that causes NO2 gas, nitrogen dioxide, to be created. That nitrogen dioxide reacts with water in the atmosphere to make nitric acid, which leads to acid rain. So this car is contributing to acid rain. Now, you can also bring up particulate air pollution, which is very, very, very fine bits of dust and ash that are coming out of the car. Now, you could probably see evidence of that when you look at the tailpipe of a car. There's some black sooty stuff inside it. Well, that sooty stuff also goes into the air and also ends up in your lungs. It causes lung dysfunction and breathing disorders. So that's particulate air pollution. That's one of the many things that you can bring up when you talk about cars destroying environments. The thing that you can bring up while a person is trapped next to you driving the car is VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. Now, in most vehicle cases, that volatile organic compound that's being produced by the car is unburned gasoline. VOCs can come from lots of different places. A lot of it's indoor air pollution, like paint and glue and stuff like that. But unburned gasoline, the VOCs that come from cars, and like oil emissions, like as oil vaporizes in the motor, all that ends up in the air, right? Now, those VOCs become part of a chemical process that eventually leads to PANs, peroxyl nitrates, because the VOCs react with nitrates also from cars in the air in the presence of sunlight, and then eventually that leads to photochemical smog. So PANs and photochemical smog are directly related to the transport sector, cars, okay? So I'm gonna go back over those four things. So when a person's trapped in the car with you, you can go over PANS and photochemical smog, particulate air pollution, and the lung disorders that causes, which you can do just a quick little bit of research will tell you all you need to know about that. Carbon dioxide and the global climate change crisis. There's thousands of articles about that. And nitrates, specifically nitrogen dioxide, NO2 gas, and how it creates acid rain. So there's 4 major topics you can talk about, and what I want you to do with this is record a reaction video. You can use a hidden camera, you can use your phone, or you can do one person over a long period of time, or get 4 people in separate reactions, and then splice it all together if you fancy yourself a filmmaker. Okay, so there's your assignment, and it's going to be funny, or well, it's going to be awkward for you. It's going to be funny for me because I find awkward moments to be hilarious.